Take a walk
You got to get out of the street like that's something right there.
down Spotswood Avenue,
Try to stay on the sidewalk as much as possible.
and you might spot
And the pole should be right there.
something special.
Ain't too hot yet, but it's gonna get there.
This 59-year-old walks every single day.
Yeah. It makes me happy to get out, because if I sit around the house, I think I fall in depression.
At just 3 weeks old, Ricky Morrell was diagnosed with a rare blood disease that would eventually cause him to go blind. Doctors couldn't say when, only that one day he would.
I wasn't gonna go home and still feel sorry for myself. I had to go back home and just live my life the best I can.
At 24, glaucoma took the vision in his right eye. In 2000, the left eye went dark. But Ricky found a new way to still see the world.
Feel with my hand, hear with my ears. I got excellent hearing.
Still laughing, even though he's unable to see his own gift.
Thank you very much, there.
On his own, he navigates roads, avoids cars, crosses busy streets.
1 step, 2 step, 3 step. Hey, good afternoon. How y'all folks doing today?
Today's stop, the Dollar Store.
Oh, you neighbor shopping again?
Yeah, they always want something. They don't want nothing but a pack of chewing gum.
Through his 2 glass eyes, Ricky sees the good in people. So for nearly 20 years, he's helped the world the only way he can, by walking, laughing, and doing errands for his neighbors who can't get around.
And I just be like, dang, that's crazy. I still see this man. Every morning when I used to go to school, he turning the corners.
Yep, that would be me.
Ebony Gallagher doesn't see him as the blind man.
He's the awesome man.
The man who always finds his way back home. Today, it's to apartment 7 to deliver the groceries he's walked a mile to get.
Come on outside and get it. I'm gonna eat it up.
As long as you don't let what's behind you get in the way, you don't always have to see what's in front of you to get ahead.
Almost there, got less time.
By the thousands, these 5K runners and walkers took to the streets in downtown Memphis Saturday. They are running for a reason.
Well, it's a great cause and want to be a part of it. Every little thing that we can do counts.
Boy, does it ever. Every runner and walker is helping St. Jude raise $1 million during this annual event. This has become a family affair for this dad and daughter team.
Really good knowing that the stuff I did isn't just going to school or it's helping other people too.
And cheering them on every step of the way were these ladies, proud members of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated.
We are a community service-based organization.
With bells in hand
Good job!
and daps being dished out, these ladies reminded these 5K participants they are not alone.
To just encourage those people when the people who are going through whatever are going through and they see all the support that they have from the community, it encourages them to keep going and know that they have support. Way to go, almost there.
You see these very enthusiastic walkers and runners. They came from all across the nation with one mission, and that is to end childhood cancer $1 and 1 mile at a time. The young and the more mature walked united, pounding the pavement in an ongoing pursuit to find a cure.
Good job.
Reporting in downtown Memphis, Jarita Patterson, Fox 13 News.
Cameron M. Hollingsworth, Ernest B. Jett V,
Names forever etched in stone.
Alonzo Tawan Ward, Carol Jean Collier.
Lives lost.
I miss my son. I want my son.
Now honored.
I knew that I needed to do something, and we just got together and started doing as much as we possibly could to help them.
An horrific scene etched into Donna Kirk's mind. A small home on Severson Avenue in South Memphis caught fire in September 2016, killing all 10 people trapped inside. 7 of them were children. Only in death could a family that had so little lose so much.
It was unimaginable to me. I could not believe what I was actually hearing on the news and what I was watching. It broke my heart so bad.
And Donna knows heartbreak. Her husband was a Memphis firefighter who was killed in the line of duty in 2003. Shortly after, she started Our Fallen Heroes Foundation.
We support the heroes left behind, and I just want to make sure this family was taken care of.
So Donna raised money to help the surviving family members of the Severson Avenue fire. And if you look at where the victims are buried, you can understand why. There is nothing in the cemetery to show for the people laid to rest below. So Donna turned to Honest Monument Company.
We just were overwhelmed that someone would do what he did.
Owner Ernest Hillman spent months making the 4 headstones perfect and personal. And the company did it on Donna's $15,000 budget. The actual cost would have been $40,000. But that didn't matter to Ernest.
They are part of the community that I went to school, lived in, and work in. So I wanted to do whatever I could to help this family be memorialized in a beautiful way.
Honest Monument couldn't have done a better job. They are the most gorgeous things. I think that the family will be very, very pleased and very proud.
And that's exactly how Eddie Mae Collier feels. Her daughter Carol died in that fire.
That's good. That's good. To honor her.
Angel Denise Mitchell, Kira Jet, Diamond A. Jet.
10 lives memorialized in stone, shedding some light on one of Memphis's darkest days.
John Elkington never knew his father, and until a few years ago, he had no idea he had a sister.
It's very sad. You know, my mother was a good person, but you know, she just decided to leave and move completely away from where we grew up, and she really never ever told us about our family.
John's mother later told him that his father was dead. She had his last name legally changed, but his father wasn't dead. He remarried and had a little girl.
Mary Jean, you grew up an only child.
You know, when I was a child, I used to always say, I'm a lonely child. And my mother would say, you're not a lonely child, you're an only child.
Mary Jean Jacobson remembers seeing a picture of 2 little boys. Her father told her, this is John and Chris. They are your brothers.
My brothers were lost. I looked for them and I couldn't find them. But I thought I was looking for John Jacobson and Chris Jacobson in Chicago.
But that was a one-way street. Remember, their names had been changed. The boys discovered they had a half-sister when they found their father's obituary a few years ago.
Why didn't you pursue that then?
It's a strange thing because you've been told something all your life, and it turns out not to be the way it was.
Fascinated by what they learned, John's daughter-in-law posted the family tree on a genealogy website.
I did the whole tree, and then once you put a tree on Ancestry.com, other people can see your trees.
Mary Jean's second cousin saw that post, knew the family wanted to find John and his brother, and sent a message.
I think it took a couple years of us communicating back and forth to finally get to the point to where we actually did anything about it.
Finally, we got a photograph from our cousin, sent me a photograph, and it kind of verified that this was a real story. And it was a picture when I was in the 8th grade and my brother was in the Army.
By this time, John was ready to hear more. He contacted the cousin, got his sister's email, and fired off a letter, hoping it would be a welcome surprise.
Thank you. I think I'm your half-brother. And as soon as I read it, I said, oh my gosh, I know I have a half-brother. I knew the name John, but not Elkington. So I read it, and I was overwhelmed.
1 month later, Mary Jean came to Memphis to meet her new family.
When she got here, it was just special. And I felt I've known her all my life.
It's likely their paths crossed at some point. John graduated from Vanderbilt in Nashville in 1970. Mary Jean was a television reporter there a few years later. John never really knew his father, but Mary Jean is filling him in. It's a union made possible after 50 years thanks to a chance posting online. In Memphis, Valerie Calhoun, Fox 13 News.
Hi, is this a Baylor at home?
It is.
Hi, Adam Murphy, CBS 46 News. We have a big check here for you from the state. Check this out. $1,996.11 is yours. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. How wonderful. This couldn't be better timing.
It's perfect timing for the Baylor family to cash in on some big money. This is your money. Did you know about it?
No, I had no idea.
The money comes from an old paycheck that got lost in the shuffle when Tara's husband changed jobs 3 years ago. Then the Baylors moved to Cumming, and the check was turned over to the state.
I couldn't believe it. I had no idea that we had this amount of money coming towards us, and it's just wonderful to come at such a great time when we're expecting twins.
Our investigation found there are thousands of people owed big money that the state of Georgia is trying to return to them, and you could be one of them. The Department of Revenue receives millions of dollars each year from old stocks, bonds, and bank accounts.
We, in essence, stand in the shoes of the owner until the rightful owner can come forward and claim that.
If you do the math, there's more than $500 million in unclaimed money. All you have to do to claim it is go to CBS46.com, type in your name, and see if you're a winner.
As long as we can match you up with that property, there's absolutely no fees involved. We don't have any processing fees.
This is the mold that we have growing up and down this wall right next to my desk.
It's a serious health concern for some students living in this freshman dorm on the Georgia Tech campus.
In this room, the mold has been sprayed before, but as you can see, it's coming back.
And Hewitt points out mold spores that cover the walls and ceilings on the 3rd floor of Montag Hall.
I really love it here, but I just feel like I'm living in this unhealthy jail cell, and I can't do anything about it.
Hewitt says she notified maintenance workers about the problem, but so far nothing's been done. In fact, she says the mold has caused some of her friends to get sick.
People have been coughing and just been like stuffy noses, things like that, normally we may attribute to just living in the dorms.
It's a moldy mess that Hewitt says is affecting at least a dozen students in the dorm. So CBS 46 decided to question Georgia Tech faculty. What's the problem?
The problem is in the HVAC system, heating and cooling system. That dorm was one that by Georgia Tech standards is on the old side. It was built in 1972.
Georgia Tech engineers plan to renovate the dorm in the near future. In the meantime, workers will test the mold and move students to other dorms if there's a health risk.
I just would like for them to try and fix the problem and not just cover up the symptoms.
Well, they're here. I'm going to get ready to turn around and show the truck. There's one truck right here. It's got a big welding rig on the back of it. And then just down the street, there's another MLGW truck. The Shelby County Sheriff's Department is now blocked off Macon Road here at Big Orange, and they say they're going to keep it shut down until this thing gets solved. But in the meantime, thousands and thousands of gallons of water are pouring out of this water main. And you can also see it's hitting this, it's a golf driving range. It's just adjacent to it. We talked to the owner just a minute ago. He said that cars have run off the road here at Macon and into this ditch numerous times, and that it's been a big problem. He doesn't know if those car wrecks have had anything to do with the broken water main. And I heard him ask the MLGW workers how long this is going to take to get shut down, and they said they're not sure. In the meantime, thousands of gallons of water are coming out of here and moving to the east, and there is a kind of a drainage ditch back to the east that it's going into, so it doesn't seem to be causing a problem, at least at this point, on Macon Road, but it is a hazard for anybody trying to get by here just because of the MLGW trucks trying to get in here and stop this. In the meantime, ice continues to build up with the power lines up above it, and on the building next door, which is Vantage Point Golf Center. And but the owner says he's really not worried about the building right now. It's just cold water falling on it. But of course, being 25 degrees out here right now, it is going to start to freeze. We'll keep you updated on the situation here. Earl Farrell, Fox 13 News, live in Northeast Memphis. I saw them scratching their heads a minute ago. Literally, there's some valves that are on both ends of Macon Road that can have some influence on the flow of water, and they're working on that. But in the meantime, they've got a huge chunk out of this pipe. And Randy, if you'll come this way just a little bit, Randy, you can see the actual pipe down here under the ground that it's coming out of. It's underneath that piece of road that's right there, that's asphalt. but it is under tremendous amount of pressure. Talked to Darcy Thomas. She lives out here, and she said when she got up this morning, she wondered why she had no water pressure. It was barely trickling out. Well, this is the reason. Everybody that lives in this area is going to have very low water pressure, and then when they finally turn it off to stop the flow so they can repair this pipeline, they're not going to have any water. So keep that in mind. You might want to store some up and put some drinking water in the refrigerator and take a quick bath, because there's going to be an interruption at some point. In the meantime, though, it continues to spew thousands of gallons of water every second, and most of it on the Vantage Point Golf driving range here. They say, I talked to the owner a minute ago, he said, a couple of days it'll be 60 degrees, he'll be back in business. A little bit frosty here today, though. Live in Northeast Memphis, Earl Farrell, Fox 13 News.